Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passager. On this episode, 3 pieces about numbers. First, from her book Old Women Talking, Wilderness Sarchild's Playing the Numbers. When my grandparents emigrated from Russia, it was as if my family's history was erased from the book of life. No stories from the old country journeyed from there to our kitchen table. Just the two of them, Rosa and Abram, alone in the new world. In America, they set about procreating. My mother Sarah, my uncle Mose, my aunt Raisa. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Abram dropped dead, left Rosa with 3 toddlers. She sold homemade bagels and opened a pawn shop along the Kanawha River. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Rosa married again, a new man in town, then found out he already had a wife in another town. She called the police to take him away. 4 plus 1 equals 5 minus 1 equals 4. When he was 18, Mose eloped with his girlfriend. 4 plus 1 equals 5. They returned the next day, she to her mother's house, he to his. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Mose lived with his mother until she collapsed over her mop and pail. 4 minus 1 equals 3. Raisa moved to D.C., lived a lonely life in a dorm room for working ladies. She didn't tell anyone she had cancer. 3 minus 1 equals 2. My mother met my father in a diner. She asked for a bite of his egg. 2 plus 1 became 3. My brother Mike arrived just before our dad was sent to fight overseas. I came 5 years later after the war had ended. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Mike married Cheryl. She left him for another man. Then he married Judy and they had Jamie. Judy left Mike for a cult. He married Paula. They wanted babies, but that didn't happen. 5 plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 1 plus 0 equals 7. I married Steve, who liked to dress up in women's clothes and keep guns in the drawer next to his side of the bed. 7 years and 2 kids later, 7 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 equals 9. Then I married Chuck. That was 35 years ago, and still counting. 9 plus 1 equals 10. Mom got Alzheimer's, died 7 years later in a nursing home. Mose followed. Doc said he had less than 24 hours to live, but he was ornery, lasted 3 more years. Then Dad just gave up. 10 minus 3 equals 7. My brother and I have 3 children between us. They're all married now, with children of their own. 7 plus 3 plus 6 equals 16. I'm teaching my grandchildren how to count. Playing the Numbers, Wilderness Sarchild, from her book Old Women Talking. In Passager's winter 2009 issue, Christine O'Connor said that she'd lived in the same small New Jersey town since she was born 90 years ago. Here's her poem, The Wake. He sits alone in a crowded room, a big man on a small chair, looking prayerful, but actually counting flowers as the priest drones on. 100, 101, 102 carnations, 30 pink, 40 white, 32 red, 36 roses, too many colors to divide. Just as he loses count of the mums, he realizes prayers are over. Soon he will approach the bier and look at her, remembering. She had loved most flowers, all children, and Sunday dinner. He could smell the leg of lamb. For now he goes back to counting. 25, 26, 27 lilies. She hated lilies. The Wake, Christine S. O'Connor, from Passager, issue 47. Finally, a couple excerpts from Marie Anderson's story, A Chemical Equation, from Passager, issue 62. How much do you practice, Warren? You know, every effing day. Is there anything else you practice every effing day, Warren? I think you still love music if you're doing it every day. My parents make me, Warren said. It's all a sham. Why do you say that, Warren? I'm perplexed. Because I put out 7 hours a week practicing, $30 a week for my lesson with you. $160 for a pendulum metronome that UPS just delivered yesterday, and I hate the piano, I hate you, and I hate my parents for taking $160 out of my savings account to pay for the effing pendulum metronome you told them I had to get. Mrs. Muckles made Warren start his daily practice sessions by doing the appropriate scales. The appropriate effin' scales, Warren cursed silently every day, while he did the arpeggios, harmonics, triads, inversions, and cadence chords. Now he zoomed through the cadence chords, pounding and pedaling and shouting, "I spend more time and money on an effing piano than I do on my girlfriend." A smile deepened the wrinkles on Mrs. Muckles' feathery face. Now, Warren, your parents pay for your lessons, not you. And you're telling me that you, an unattractive, trash-talking oaf of a boy, has a girlfriend? I think not. Excerpts from A Chemical Equation by Marie Anderson. Marie said the story was inspired by her years of supervising children in after-school programs and during their lunch recess. To buy Wilderness Sarchild's book Old Women Talking, subscribe to or learn more about Passenger and its commitment to writers over 50, go to PassegerBooks.com. You can download Burning Bright from Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, and various other podcast apps. For Kendra, Mary, Christine, Roseanne, and the rest of the Passenger staff, I'm John Shore.